Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is about 4:15 on a Sunday afternoon. It's starting to cool down. It's still pretty hot, but this is about the time of the day, 4 or 5 o'clock, that I head out. It is turning into night, and the temperature will drop, so I'm going to go out and do a little exploring. All the motor taxi guys right in front of my condo are kicking back, watching soccer, football, whatever we're going to call it. And this traffic, even on a Sunday, it's the little cut through from Rama 4 to get over to Sukhumvit. You can also do it on Soi 24. It's just a busier street. Plus, at the end of my street is a Big C and a Lotus, K Village, the Via Market. Plenty of traffic coming from Sunday shopping. I do like the trees on my Soi. This 26 and Soi 18, 16, beautiful trees. It helps break down on the heat, that's for sure. Here's the story. Service departments. Many people have asked me about this story. They used to have a sign out front. It hasn't been there in a year. I want to say it was 21,000 baht a month, so let's assume that's maybe 25 these days. Still, going month to month, that is probably a better option than paying, call it $100 a night in a nice hotel. You're right next door to the new chapter. I'll call it a night market, but it's open right now at 4 o'clock. One guy mentioned in the comments, why do I keep pointing out the chapter market? It's way too expensive. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Most items in there are, well, Thai food. You can get 60 baht Thai food. If you want a pizza, go to the store and see how much pepperoni costs in Bangkok. I know, I've made pizzas. It's 300-400 baht for a small package. Cheese is also expensive. I'll tell you what, when I'm making my pizzas, it's way cheaper to order up a 2-for-1, even at a nice pizza place. I have one in up by the W district. I give the guy a nice tip to bring it all the way down here, but 2 margaritas, 360 baht? Yeah, I couldn't make them for that price. And as we get closer to Sukhumvit, all the little businesses, the Queen Bee Bar, Thai food, the Black Lotus Nuru Gel Massage. This is fairly new, the Stingy Hostel and Stingy Bar, 100 baht for all Thai beers. Nothing fancy. Looks like bunk beds. Maybe you can pay extra for a room, 450 baht for the bunk bed, or a private room, 850 baht. But it is less than a 4-minute walk to BTS Prompong, right across the street from one of my favorite noodle shops in town, Rung Rung Noodles. I was also talking to Boone about that Move Me electric tuk-tuk app. We used it the other night. The only catch is you have to be picked up and dropped off at certain locations, and for whatever reason that Stingy Hotel is the closest on my Soi 26, and I can't do a lot of filming on this Sukhumvit Soi 24/1. Let's just say there are a lot of ladies sitting out front of different massage places. Here's your Sunday afternoon traffic on Sukhumvit. It's always going to be busy in this area. Sunday, 10 o'clock at night, maybe around midnight, things start slowing down. That's the time to jump in a cab. Whoop. Guy locked them up. Otherwise, you want to head up to the train, fly above the traffic. Right in front of the Prompong, the UOB Bank building. This is another Move Me pick up and drop off location. We love using the tuk-tuks, but they're going to sit in traffic just as long as a car. The time to use them is 10, 11 o'clock at night, even later when you're heading home. And I'm going to head from here to Prompong, Tong La, Ekamai, Prakignong, you find the W district, to On Nut. I did plenty of videos in On Nut. In fact, I lived on Sukhumvit Soi 77 for a year. Just hit the top of my channel, and there's a search bar on each individual channel. Put in whatever Soi on Sukhumvit. I pretty much hit them all, and another 100 Sois around town. Other videos will pop up on that area, but let's go take the less than 10-minute train ride, probably 8 minutes, from Prompong to On Nut, Take a look at the even side today, just around the train. There's a Lotus Market and Cheap Charlie's, good little bar complex right there at Sukhumvit Soi 50. The trains run a little less frequent on the weekend, but down here in Lower Sukhumvit still at least every 5 minutes during busy times. It's probably going to be more like every 2 or 3 minutes, it seems. I love my area down here at Phrom Phong with the Emporium, M Quartier, M Sphere Malls, Benjasiri Park, but it does come at a price. I'm looking off towards Soi 39. I think that's the Le Raffine building. I think the one on the left there in the middle. You can't get much more expensive than that Le Raffine. Many of those units you see on the top floors even have a small swimming pool right on the balcony. But yeah, don't be looking for a 10,000 baht apartment in the Le Raffine. It's probably closer to 100,000 baht a month. And I'm sure you can get a place in there for much less than 100,000 baht. But those, call it 4-bed, 3-bath penthouses on the top floors, yeah, that is probably not even going to be available to rent. And a few short minutes later, here we are at En Nut. And that is pointing in the direction of Sukhumvit Soi 77. There's also a building right at the BTS. I forget which. Well, there's 2 of them. That one, I forget the name. But this one is the IDO Verve. They're smaller. Call it, I think there's even some 28-meter units in there. And I'm sure there's 31 and 35s, but it's going to come at a little bit of a price, even in an older building that convenient to the BTS. I stayed in that building. That's a nice Knightsbridge. I was there, I guess it's almost 3 years ago now. Maybe 2 that I moved. And at the time, it was 16,000 baht for a 35 meter on a high floor. Don't know what it's going for now. I assume everything goes up. Right above that Knightsbridge sign is a swimming pool. And that area to the right is a beautiful gym and co-working space, 2 stories tall. Has a Muay Thai gym. There's a rooftop garden. And behind that is the base on the other side of Sukhumvit 77. Again, I did videos on all of this. One of those buildings off in that direction is the Artemis. And at the bottom of Knightsbridge is a big C. But today we're going, again, that was Soi 77 off to the right. But we're going off to the left today and take a look at the even side, Sukhumvit Soi 50. I forgot to point out, right over here by the IDO Verve building is a Century Movie Plaza. There's just that. Some movie theaters up on the top floor, a bunch of food down below, including a McDonald's. I don't know what else is in there. Japanese food, tons of Thai food. And there's also a Tops Market in the basement, so no shortage of places to shop up here in En Nut. That's why it's a super popular choice, expats and locals. It used to be the last train stop when it went from Mochet to En Nut. And it used to be pretty cheap up here. Now, I'm gonna say it's almost the same price as Central Bangkok, maybe 10% cheaper. So I'll leave it up to you. If you're always going to be in Central Bangkok, whether it's worth saving, call it $50 US to be up here in En Nut. Myself, I love the area, but I was always down in Phrom Phong. So I was on this train at least once a day, sometimes 2 trips a day. Here's the new turtle store. You'll find it almost all the BTS stations now. One of the new hotspots for under 10,000 baht for a condo. You need to come down here. I mean, you can find deals, but here, Udom Suk, Bang Nap, Bering, you'll find buildings right near the BTS that are 10,000 baht or less, or real close to that price. But heading back up into Central Bangkok, again, you can't see it's great out here, but Prakanong, Ekamai Tang La, Phrom Phong, Asok, Nana, Plon Chit, Chitlom, all these areas are just getting way expensive with all the diplomats living up there near the embassies. And with that being said, there's still always deals to be had. I'm paying 19,000 baht in Phrom Phong. Yeah, it's a little over a 20-year-old building, but it's fine. And the trade-off is a little bit older. Most of these newer buildings, they are built small. My building, I don't know when it was built, call it 20, 25 years ago. Half the units in there are 50 plus meter. Here's another Super Rich currency exchange. Ever since Super Rich and Turtle merged, you'll find these at most of the BTS stations these days. I know you'll hear people, including myself, say, head to Super Rich for a good exchange rate at outside Terminal 21. Now they've popped up everywhere. Now this is interesting. I haven't been up here or on this side in a while. This used to be a covered night market, mostly clothes and barbers. It's now a little open area, and behind me are all kinds of little night market stands. When I lived up here, that popped up, I think, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It appears to be every day now, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. I was up here on a Wednesday and it was open. And that is Cheap Charlie's Bar Complex right down there. If you remember, it used to be up on Soy 11. Now it's right there with 4 or 5 other places. That is the Rhythm Building on Sukhumvit Soy 50. And this, I believe, I don't know the inside, by Malia, I think, I don't know. I was gonna say it's a hotel, but I'm not positive. Usually, they don't have balconies when it's a hotel, and that appears to be the case. You can see the Rhythm Building. Small balcony, probably have your 2 air conditioners and maybe a washer, and enough room to stand there, I guess, if you're a smoker. And here's the nice thing about this area is all the shopping, the Lotus. There's also a Pizza Hut, KFC. You can get your phones, Watson Drugstore. You can see the motor taxi stand right there. These guys are gonna race you off to the buildings way down the way. You could still get a deal. I don't know what that building is with the connector bridge, but that distance down there are many popular buildings that people don't mind going that distance back. Now, I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. I live maybe not quite that far, but whatever that building is there with the dome on it, I live about that distance from Prom Pong BTS. That's another reason why I'm getting a little bit of a deal. If you want to stay in a new building this close to a BTS or even closer, I mean, this one does not have a gate that you can walk into. Many of them do, but you're gonna pay for that convenience. And right as you come off the BTS, it's a smaller, I was gonna say, this is all new. Yeah, I haven't been in here in a while. This used to be this is now Korean buffet. Korean barbecue, but it used to be part of the food court, which is over here now. Yeah, everything changes. You come to a section of a town 3 months later, and it's completely remodeled. Most of these buffets work this silver, gold, platinum, $349, $449, or $649. I'm sure the $649 includes steak and seafood, but even the $349, all you can eat for 120 minutes. You can see there are plenty of choices. We normally just do the $349. There are other places we go to get our seafood. And this whole area over here is brand new. This used to be where the change booth was. This is the older section. But that's good. It's pretty much expanded. You can see most of these soups are 60 baht. 60, 50 baht options. Pork cracklings, 25 baht. Put them on top of your pork boat noodles for 69 or 79 baht. And these Lotus and Big C's, here's a Dairy Queen. They're gonna have all these bakeries and coffee spots. And then the huge market. That's pretty nice. Cookies. But let's go take a look at the neighborhood and figure out how to get out of here. Go back down to where that taxi stand was. More little kiosks and places to get your 100 baht elephant pants. Phone chargers. Things are good. That is the one thing, just being this small distance from, say, the Terminal 21 area, you kind of get to the real Thai price. You can quite easily pay 600 baht for a phone charger up in Terminal 21, where here they're going to be 99 baht or less all day long for just a cheaper Chinese product. But I don't know what kind of fancy phone charger you can get up at Terminal 21, but it's probably also from China. Now we're walking back outside. There's the Rhythm Building. So let's head over in that direction. It's not a major issue, but running across this road is a little sketchy. Even at the crosswalk up on the corner, if you wait for the green light, there's an entrance and exit for the toll road up in this direction. So this is a pretty popular street. I don't know what these bot buses, I guess they kind of take you way back deep into the soys. You'll find these around town. It's not like Pattaya where there are bot buses everywhere, but at the top of Thong La, there near the BTS station, those are almost like small tuk-tuks, I guess, or big tuk-tuks, and they'll load them up. The only issue is they kind of wait till they fill up, which makes sense. So you might be sitting there, call it 20 minutes. And the Rhythm Building, pretty darn convenient with the train and all, with the exception of having to run across this street, which is no big deal on a Sunday. There's still cars, but it is bumper to bumper most every other day. And if you think you're going to walk in front of traffic and everybody's going to slam their brakes on, that's not going to happen. I get the whole pedestrian has the right of way, but I don't know, for a society in Thailand that's so polite and you rarely hear honking, just be real careful stepping out in front of any car here in Bangkok, or you're going to get shellacked. And on that Lotus Market side is a Mona clinic for Botox, that type of thing. But just a 1-minute walk across the way is the Black Cat Bar right there on the corner. And one of my favorites in town, down the way, Cheap Charlie's. There's also Ned Kelly's. I think Ned's is more with craft beer. No, I didn't know they had English breakfast. Yeah, there's Cheap Charlie's down the way. In fact, that's Charlie's brother. I don't know if Charlie's still around. I've known Charlie's brother forever. This used to be I guess it still is a restaurant on the left. Huh. Yeah. Oh, here's the original Easy Burger. Oh, I guess they moved over there. Yeah, everything changes. And here's Cheap Charlie's. How are you, my friend? Yeah. Cheap Charlie's is great. Some of the most affordable drinks in town. Chong and Leo bottles, 80 baht. San Mig, 80 baht. And you can get the talls for 100 baht. Or maybe might have went up to 110 now. Some customers walked in, so I'm not sicking the camera in their face. Huh, yeah, everything changes. The Easy Burger used to be right there, but I guess it's doing such a business now, they moved to this larger location. I really like Easy Burger, but it's going to come at a price. Let's see, 180 baht just for a basic hamburger. I think they have combos. Yeah, these cheap ass set, 265 baht. Get a hamburger, small house fries, and a soft drink, or a double for $3.99. Easy Confidential Burger, beef patty, fried mortadella, provolone, mayo, mustard. Looks pretty good. 290 baht. It's that smash burger style, but it's good. The other thing they have are sweet potato fries that are delicious, or tater tots. That's Cheap Charlie's. Now this, every time I'm hanging out in Cheap Charlie's, I'm talking to folks that have lived in these buildings. There's a bunch of them. It kind of goes all the way down the road, I think. Or maybe there are, maybe this one is separate. I'm not sure. But I'll talk to guys. Now, this is way back in the day. And, oh, I've lived in this place. It's way less than 10,000 baht for years and years. Again, I think all those prices have gone up. That's the Aspire on Newt Station. But still, the 8-story or 10-story buildings, whichever these are, will usually be a little cheaper than living on the 30th floor of whatever fancy high-rise. I've always been in the high-rise buildings, and it's fine, but I don't know if I'd go out of my way to do it again and pay 5,000 extra baht. You can see, though, the balconies. You put a washer on there and a couple of air conditioners, and that's about it. It's nice, though, to open that door. I usually leave it open every night. It's open right now, especially if it's tucked back, if it starts raining, just to get that cross ventilation. And way off in the distance, let me zoom in. If you can see the round building, that is the W District in Prakanong BTS. And I believe that is the, in fact, I could see the sign, the Siamese Hotel. And there's a Best Beef. That's on Sukhumvit. That's at the top of Soi 77, although it's over here on the even side. That's pretty cheap. I want to say less than 400 baht, all you can eat. And that, I believe, includes free flow chong or beer sing. These are called the Link. The Link Tower 1, Tower 2, Tower 3. I think there's 6 of them. Yeah, so I think it's these Link buildings. Every time I was hanging out in Cheap Charlie's, and that was my hangout when I lived there at Soi 77. Everybody was telling me to come over here to the Link when my lease expired. If you want to get out of a lease, 9 out of 10 times you're going to pay first, last, and a security deposit. So 3 months to move in. So if it's $500 a month, and whatever the equivalent is in Thai baht, you're going to pay 3 times. And if you want to break that lease, they will keep the last 2 months or 1 month in security deposit, however you want to look at it. So in month 6, if you want to break the lease, give the land person plenty of notice, and that will probably be the deal. It's not like in my state of California, where they're probably going to try to sue you for the remainder of the 12-month lease. And it's not that big a deal, but you know, if you're a day person, a night person, whichever, if you live on this side of, and that's the Rhythm building, you're going to get the sun from, I don't know, noon until it goes down, maybe even earlier, kind of beating in your side window there. If you're on the other side of the building, it's a little earlier. I'm facing this way, and I get just that. When the sun rises and I'm fast asleep until 9, 10 in the morning, it's just beating in those side windows. Doesn't bother me a bit. I'm sleeping through it. If you want to wake up at 5 in the morning and throw the curtains open, you're going to catch that heat, and it's going to be harder to cool your place down. Of course, you could always move into more a local building. That will be, probably with a wet bath, just a shower head over the toilet, and it gets the whole area wet. This Link, never been in one, but I'm almost guaranteed it's more Western style with an enclosed shower, that type of thing. This appears to be a little bit older. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's just going to be more affordable than a brand new 5-year-old building in Thong Lo, one of the most expensive areas in town. Yet this is an affordable option. And if you are looking at just a Thai building with a wet bath, again, nothing wrong with that, but the folks living in that building might be 10 hardworking folks. Again, I'm making all this up, in one unit, and just kind of rotating off. These folks work the night shift, I work the day shift, and it's just a little busier than maybe this Link building, and you're living next door to a Thai cop or nurse, some other expats. No, unless it's changed. Right to the right here, there's a 7-Eleven. Let me catch this sign for you. Okay, so 5 links, LS Apartments, and then right to the right is a 7-Eleven. We're gonna go across that way. If I can get across the traffic coming off the highway right here. There's the 7-Eleven. And again, you can head down this street 10, 15 minutes, and there's all kinds of buildings down there. And I'm not sure if my buddy is still training. Right over here, it might be on the next block, is a pretty famous jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. It's just a gym. Pretty hardcore. I don't believe it's air conditioned. Most of them are not. And you can see how close we are to Sukhumvit and the BTS tracks. So like I said, this is 0 to no traffic. So if you're going to have to run across this every day, just keep that in mind. If you're moving a little slower, you're going to get off that en route BTS every day, you're going to have to hustle. And I don't know what this is. Please honk. Huh. I don't know what that is, but I was going to say it was a restaurant. Pretty closed up, but we are heading over here. And this is a nice little area right behind the Lotus. There's a bunch of 6- and 8-story buildings. And I've crossed that little street there to get over to Cheap Charlie's 100 times. And in the evening, it's way more mellow than the daytime. Just putting everything out there. The same with over at Sukhumvit Soy 77. I lived on the big seaside where the Knightsbridge building is. The building right across the way is a little cheaper, the base, but you have to run across a street almost as busy as Sukhumvit. There's a crosswalk, and they put a walk, don't walk sign in front of the big C, but it's still kind of a pain. And here's the Cocotel Hotel, Soy 50. And across that is TJ's Bistro and Cafe. I forget the name of this condo complex on the left. I think it's a Tree. Here's the Bamboo right above TJ's. This is nice. I don't think I've ever had a drink here. Huh. Yeah, if I'm hanging out over here, I'm at Cheap Charlie's. Tree condo, Sukhumvit 50. And the Cross Vibe, I'm not sure if this is assuming they're condos. A little bit fancier. But these trees are normally small-ish, yet fairly affordable. Although you can tell the size of the unit off to the right there on the end. Now that might be a 2-room. I see 2 balconies on that corner unit. I know there's another tree up here. I don't know if it's the Tree Soy 52. If I remember right, there's a vegetarian or vegan restaurant somewhere over here. I might have walked by it, or it may have changed. Afternoon tea set from 2 to 4 at the 4K bar. Got it. Bento lunchbox is 170 baht. I like a nice bento. I don't remember this little bar area. Huh. That's the Cross Vibe. Now, if we go to the left, we'll be at the Lotus, and a 2-minute walk. And those buildings you see are on the other side of Sukhumvit, right at the top of Soy 81 on the odd side. This building's kind of cool. I know it. I know the street dead ends right here. You do have to deal with I guess a little bit of mosquitoes. Keep in mind these water drainage areas. I don't know, let's say you lived right there. It could be an issue. I'm kind of lucky. People have asked me in the comments what bug sprays I use and all. Zero. I use a lot of sunscreen, so maybe that knocks it down. Or maybe they just don't go after me. I like the looks of this building, the Next Garden Suites. I assume they're condos. I see one is for sale on the floor, right under the top floor there. The next building. And then it just dead ends, or it turns into a private road. I don't remember this. Oh, okay, it's a storage. Lockers, self-storage. I don't recall this being here the last time I walked back here, but that's probably been over a year. I store self-storage. Okay. Maybe not a bad way to go. I know I've accumulated a lot of things. Let's say I wanted to, I don't know, go live in Chiang Mai for a year. Although, even having everything moved to Chiang Mai, it's probably going to be cheaper than keeping it in storage, but I don't know. What if you're going to go back to the UK, US, Australia? I guess you can get rid of everything you've accumulated. I try to live light, but that's turned into ironing boards and fans and 70-inch TVs, on and on. Sound bars. Not anything I want to repurchase if I happen to leave the country for an extended time, which isn't in the plans, but nobody knows what the future holds. Another 7-Eleven over here on the left. And this building is Condo 1, which is interesting. I live in Condo 1X, and it's kind of the same lettering. So Condo 1, although this is 6 stories. I don't know if they're laid out like my building is. I have a pretty large unit, and that looks pretty familiar. The 2 windows like that's how it is in my 52 meter. So who knows? Condo 1, Soi 52. There's the train pulling in en route, and there's the Lotus off on the left. And this building is called the Next. Now 52, I'm not going to take you all the way down there. I did many videos on this area when I lived up here, but 52 goes in 3 streets. I just came off the one. Right where that guy's walking is another, and at the end of the road is another 52. They all dead end to the right, and they all have a couple of buildings tucked away back there. But I'm gonna head back up to towards the Lotus and BTS, and then wrap things up. Need to meet some friends down the train track here in about a half hour. Yeah, I like this en route area. I'm just still a bit of a running around most every night, meeting folks and trying new restaurants and pubs. What's the name of this place? So it's just a little harder to do here in the en route area. My condo, Soi 52, and this is newish. I think less than 2 years old. The Hope Inn. There's the My Condo. And this is the entrance, exit, whatever you want to call it, to the Lotus parking lot. And as we walk up to Sukhumvit, I know there's I think it's only open in the day. It's kind of an L-shaped group of food stands. Seems really popular with like the motorbike riders and all. And then right on the corner is a 24-hour Burger King. Unless that's changed. This restaurant I've walked by 100 times on the right, and I don't know anything about it. Okay, because it's, no, I don't know. I was gonna say being built, but I think it just has a wall. Spaghetti and pork balls, $2.75. Thai style American fried rice. Huh. Kind of nice. Huh. Little garden setting and an air-conditioned area. Yeah. Like I said, I've walked by this 100 times. It looks like a cool place. That's what I love, is getting out and exploring, and Boone and I are kicking back and want to try something new. Let's jump on the train, go up to En Nut. I saw this little place right behind the Lotus. Could end up being one of our favorite places. And yeah, at the top of the street here, see, they're all closed up, so maybe they're just open in the morning and lunch. But right in the Burger King parking lot, which I'm assuming is still open. Burger King's all right. The good thing is, if you're having a late night, you can pop into that Burger King. Although I think Easy Burger, I think it stays open till 2 in the morning now. It used to close up at 10 when they were smaller operation and they just had the one shop right there by Cheap Charlie's. I know I'd been in Cheap Charlie's many times, and they would come over and say, hey, we're closing up in a half hour, and we'd all grab a burger. Many people in this area stay in this Moby building. I think there's a couple of them. Right at the top of, I think, Soi 81. That's BTS En Nut. That is 81 right there. I think those are the president condos. Yeah. So come take a look at this En Nut area, especially if you're not crazy like me out running around 5-6 times a week. But that's what I do. I'm out making my little videos, meeting folks. Other people just want to live a little calmer life, saving a few bucks. That doesn't hurt. So yeah, take a look at En Nut compared to many of the other areas like Phrom Phong, Ekamai. It's going to be more reasonable. So thank you so much for following along this afternoon, and plenty more videos to come. We'll see you later from En Nut, Bangkok, Thailand.